You're welcome back. Today, Clearview TV celebrates another woman, Mrs. Grace Oyelude, the pioneer winner of Miss Nigeria pageant. Gloria Atta is our guide as she takes us through the life and times of this Amazon 65 years after she was crowned.
Chief Grace Atinuke Oyelude, the Iyelolu of Isonu land and the Yalode of Okun land, was the first Miss Nigeria, a crown she won in 1957 after emerging winner among about 200 other contestants at the young age of 26. She was born in Sabongari, Kano State on November 16, 1931, to the family of late Pa James Adeleye Oyelude and late Mama Martha Jasmine Datanu of Isonlu in Kogi State. Grace Oyelude had her primary and secondary education between 1940 and 1952 in Kano. After her secondary education, she worked with the United African Company (UAC) in Kano. The same time, she participated in the Miss Nigeria contest. She later enrolled at the School of Midwifery St. Thomas Hospital, London, and qualified as a midwife in 1962. On her return to Nigeria, she worked at General Hospital, Kaduna between 1964 and 1965 and then became senior nursing sister in charge of the former Kaduna Nursing Home, now known as Barao Diko Specialist Hospital, from 1965 to 1970. She then joined the Institute of Health at Medubello University, Zaria, as a senior matron and became Director Nursing Services, a position she held until she voluntarily retired in 1985. Oyelude, who recently clocked 91, said her journey to stardom was one that happened by chance. According to her, her younger brother submitted her pictures and other requirements on an advertisement by Daily Times newspaper at the time without her knowledge. She only got to know after she was selected to go to Lagos for the pageant. She, alongside about 200 other women, competed in a not-so-fancy show for the title, and after some time, she was announced the winner with a cash prize of $200, 4 dresses, a hairdo, and a 2-week trip to England.
And we walked around the first time, the second time, and the third time, they asked us to go and sit down. Later, a lady, an elderly lady, Mrs. Lady Alakija was her name, and a gentleman who was a lawyer, they called him I.S. Adewale. 2 of them came, one stood behind me on the right and the other one behind me on the left. The next thing I had was the Miss Nigeria for 1957. Miss Grace Atinuke. I said, I didn't even hear that before. Until one of each held me by the arm. I said, oh, and took me up to the stage. And that was how I became Miss Nigeria.
Although Grace Oyelude calls her journey one stumbled upon by accident, Clearview Television is of the opinion that some accidents are simply blessings in disguise. Her trip to England opened ways for her to finalize her admission to the School of Midwifery, St. Thomas Hospital, London, and satisfied her lifelong dream of becoming a nurse. Although Grace Oyelude spent most of her vibrant years away from the spotlight of the fashion industry to a more secluded one in the 4 walls of a hospital, her name would forever remain on the hallmarks that shaped pageantry for Nigeria and the African continent. Clearview Television celebrates her for being an idol and role model to millions of young women across the country who aspire to walk gracefully on the elegant floors of pageantry. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview Television.